Hey, hey, we on live. Welcome to the Red Hope Show, folks. Hey, did you put the stream in the Red Hope group page? Hope?
Yeah, it's out there,
Hey,
man.
bet. So we got a special guest tonight that y'all can't see, but y'all might hear him doing the show. They call him the Great Kobe, not to be confused with the Great Kobe Bryant. But this is a Kobe. That joke
All
on
right.
fire. He is on fire. Just in case I have to evict him up out of this studio. I let him in the studio tonight, Hope.
All right, man.
All right. Welcome to the Fred Hope Show, everybody. We here every Wednesday night from 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. Well, a little bit early, 9:15 to 10:15. We have some odd hours. But that's how it is. That's how it is, man. We start the show up based here in Atlanta, Georgia, talk about sports primarily in the state of Georgia. But hey, wherever you from, you know, chime in. Red Hope Show. Speak on it. Let us know who you rep. We'd be glad to hear from you. Hope.
Yeah, just want to thank the listeners and new listeners taking the time out to listen to us tonight. Talk about some sports and a little bit of everything. You also you're welcome to check out the Bread and Over Show Facebook group. We always have some things posted out there, related to what's going on in the sports world. If you want to be a part of the group, just hit us up and we'll take care of you. Also, you can check out our website www.sportsandbrews.com, where we have sports and real life sports content and beer content. Give some shout outs. Give a shout out to Lou, the Enhanced Sports Show.
Hello.
Lou, Lou has been supporting us since we started. Um, Also give a shout out to yeah, to all the listeners out there, and yeah, Brad, that's all I got.
Let's get into it, man. We got a lot to talk about. Action-packed show tonight, man. Juan Soto, we had a lot of movement with baseball. We don't talk a lot of baseball, but when it's big, we try to mention it on the show, man. Juan Soto, he signed with the Mets. Mets are good, but just throwing out money with minimal results. That's what they do.
Yeah.
I'm not. They won the sweepstakes, but hell, as a Braves fan, I ain't scared. I am not impressed. Um, but the big signing for us that concerns us and New York, still New York. New York is all New York. He's all in the picture this week. Max Fried. So Max Fried signs. He inks a new deal with the Yankees. 218 million for 8 years, man. That is the highest contract for a left-handed pitcher.
Yeah.
So we all knew that the Braves were not going to re-sign. I mean, they always put a bogus offer out there. They put something out there just to say we made an offer. Because, we did win a World Series with Max Fried, and you at least owe the man an offer. But that was an insult compared to what he ended up getting. So Yankees got him. We knew it was gonna be between Yankees and the Red Sox. At least we don't have to face him unless they're on the schedule. But for the most part, at least we don't have to face him. What do you feel about that, man? And did the Braves make the right move? Or should we have bowled up and found the money to keep Max Fried? Or you think we're gonna be all right? Oh,
Yeah, man. I mean, well, congratulations to him, being
yeah,
able to get that nice contract.
yeah,
Um, and I'm not surprised. Uh, it's one of those things you kind of like. Well, you hate to see him go, but at the end of the day, man, like we talked about it, Brad. Freed was looking for that nice payday. You know what I'm saying, and he
yeah,
got it.
yeah,
And
yeah,
the Braves, they weren't gonna, they just weren't gonna, they weren't gonna get a man that money, even though that's what he wanted, man. And
Yeah,
hell,
yeah,
the Yankees made it happen. So
yeah. We knew that.
that's the way I see it, man. He got the big bag. That's what he wanted, and congratulations to him, man. And good luck to him with the Yankees.
Yeah,
That's how I see it, man. But Braves always have good young talent, and hopefully, we'll have somebody on and coming up another nice lefty.
yeah,
That we can
yeah. I
depend.
mean, and that's the thing that I like about the Braves. That no other team really in Atlanta, sports really does is develop young players. You get them and you develop them, and you have a farm system. We've always been known for a farm system. So that's what I really like about the Braves.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, that's what I really like about the Braves.
yeah, man.
And,
So
and that's something that you wish that you could see in all the other teams. I think the Hawks are coming along. We're gonna talk about the Hawks in a few seconds. But I think I think there's some young nucleus folks with the Atlanta United if they play them. But but I think the Falcons do the worst job out of any athletic squad in the city for professional teams. We do not develop young players, man. I mean,
yeah,
I think Bijan is just good,
yeah,
but I mean, I think that development comes from the middle to the end of the draft, which has usually been defensive players for the Falcons. The Falcons have not just done a great job in developing them in quite some time. So I think the Braves have really done a great job for years. It's not a fluke. So when something like this happens with the player Freed and Dansby, Swanson, and a whole lot of players that have left, the Braves have done a pretty fair job. If not, acquiring players through free agency, then developing those guys and bringing them up from the minor leagues. I think, acquiring Chris Sale was really big for the Braves, man. Everybody kind of thought that Chris Sale's best years were behind him and said, well, now Braves got him. He won't start. Maybe he'll start. I don't know. I don't know. Where would he be? Guy went Cy Young. That's where he is.
right.
So I think that it's done an excellent job, in terms of getting pitched. So that means that we have money to spend in Atlanta, and we won't spend it all in one place at the same time. So I feel really confident with Ren and the crew in acquiring a good pitching staff. Plus, I think we had a pretty decent pitching staff from the middle to the end of the year. I think Snooker's done an excellent job in managing the Braves with all the injuries that we've had and all the difficulties that we've had throughout the year. You still end up in the postseason after losing your two best players, three best players on the team for most, if not all of the year. Austin Riley was out. Harris had some injuries for a minute. We lost Ozzie Albies. We had a lot of injuries for the Braves, and we found a way to kind of keep things going and be decent. So, with that said, man, I know they said a whole lot about the Braves, man, but thanks to Max Fried for all he's given the Braves. We like him, but we knew we weren't going to be able to keep him. There's no surprise that he was going to leave the Braves.
Yeah, man. Yeah, yeah. So congratulations to him, man. No doubt about it.
Yep. So a couple of words, man. I mean, Hawks and Knicks are playing. Again, this is still the in-game tournament basketball that they, NBA is having. I think this is the second year that they've done this in-season tournament, which is only interesting if your team is winning. So, or that. But I can just speak for us. We paying attention to it. So when you got the funny color paint, when you got the painted floors, it's the in-game tournament. And I don't know, I like the Hawks, man. They look really good. We had a 4 or 5 game win streak until we ran into a buzzsaw against the Nuggets, but the Nuggets is beating everybody. So that's no surprise there. But we had a very good game here in Atlanta last Friday against the Lakers. Everybody came out. Their game was packed, star-studded. Quavo from the Migos was there, among other stars. Big Boy, everybody was there. Killer Mike. I mean, all the stars were out in Atlanta on Friday night. watching that Lakers game. So, with that, LeBron, he pulled out his best. We pull out our best, and Trey comes in, with the sinker. He had the game winner. Go ahead, game winner. So he was Ice Trey. And we hope that he's Ice Trey tonight in Madison Square Garden. His shot has been kind of sort of off, but his assist has been up. So I like these young guys. Hope you were talking earlier about the young Hawks. Jalen Johnson, he got the extension during the offseason. And you can see why he got the extension. Guy looks good, man. He's got a starting position. Hunter's not starting, but he's the sixth man. So even Hunter's looking good when he's healthy. So I like this Hawks team, young nucleus, man. These guys, they're not going to sit around and just wait until something happens. They're going to play with who they have, and they're going to take it to whoever they play every game, every night. No, they're not as good as they're going to be, but, I like them. I think Dyson Daniels has been the biggest addition to the Hawks, which I think that's why they've been better, because they're playing better defense. And so the Hawks playing better defense, Homer, is one of the key reasons of why they've been a little bit better this year. With Dyson Daniels leading that whole charge. They're playing good team ball with assists. I think they lead they're like top 10 in team assists in the league. So what you think about the Hawks? So I've been going on and on. I've been ready, man. So what you got on the Hawks, man?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I think, the Hawks are they're a team in the works, but
Yeah.
I like the direction they're going. I like the some of the decisions this new coach has made to get the team that he wants, and you're starting to see it come together. So I like where they're going right now. They're a young team. I like the fact that we got a lot of height. We
Yeah.
got a lot of length. You got
Yeah.
guys out there
Lot of
that
length.
kind of looks like the Lakers.
Yeah.
All that height. They got a lot of height.
Lot of length, man.
Yeah, a lot of length.
At every position.
Yeah, and that's what gave the Knicks some problems. Definitely, I know that the length of the Hawks. So, yeah, man, they're gonna be a tough out, man. If they continue to keep playing the way they playing, they're gonna give everybody a hard time. Especially because they can match up with the length they have, and I do like the fact that they got Hunter coming off the bench.
Love it. Love it.
I think that was a good move. He's not.
Excellent move.
I think it just came to the point. He's not a starter.
No, he's not.
He's
not.
Just what he's give you just what he can give you when he come off the bench. I think that's great.
But I love it because I think it's motivating him. I think he's really been mad coming off the bench because he's been starting. I mean, hell or high water, DeAndre Hunter's been, a starter, but he hasn't been getting his due play time that he thought, because you got to be healthy to play. And then when he got healthy, by the time he came back, he lost this starting position.
Right.
So and then you got Ricochet, the rookie who's on the bench, and that we're not playing, who's pretty good defensively. So I think the Hawks got a lot of upside, not to have a dominant big man, but they just play team ball. So I think this is a team to get excited about. Look like they're going to beat the Knicks again. Trey Young waving at the crowd and stuff, but that's what he does. I think Trey likes playing New York. I think he likes playing against New York Knicks. I think he does.
Well,
I think he gets up on them.
Well, it's all about matchups, man. And I'm not taking that from the Knicks. I just don't think they match up well with the Hawks.
They don't. They really don't.
That's just the bottom line.
I don't think they do either, man. I mean, they were scrappy last year in terms of things, but this year I think the Hawks found something out. Jalen Brunson, he got his hands full. You got to play both ends of the court now with the Hawks. I mean, Trey Young is a handful. His defense is improving a little bit. He's at least on his man. You know, so with everybody else around him playing defense, I think that's motivating Trae Young to play a little bit better defense. You know, I mean, so I, you know, you're right. I think the matchup is just bad. I think also with the loss of Randall, I mean, that was a big loss for the Knicks, in my opinion. I like Randall, man.
Absolutely, that was
I like him better than Cat.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. That was definitely a big loss. A big loss.
I thought it was a loss for him, man. I thought that was a bigger loss than I would have kept him, but you know.
Yeah.
Oh, he's balling out right now. So look, man, let's switch gears, man. Just a sad note, man. I heard the news, man, that Randy Moss has liver cancer. Bad news. He's going to be stepping away from ESPN. So he's going to be taking a break, probably from from the cameras to get himself together, man. So prayers to him and his family in getting through this. You know?
Yeah, man. Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know what stage he's in, but we much prayers to him and his family to get through this time.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I think the last big news I have is Belichick, man. It's no big surprise. I got to hear what you guys think about Bill Belichick going to North Carolina Tar Heels coach football team. All right, Hawks win. Let's go Hawks. Let's go Hawks. Trae Young's waving to people. Yeah, they're not happy with it. But just real quick before I get on Belichick, man. The last time, these guys are cool. So when the Knicks played the Hawks, they came to Atlanta. Trae Young got on the mic and he told the fans to drive home safely. You know, thanks for coming out. Thank you very much. Good night and drive home safely. Boo. So, it was real. I think he just has fun with it. They have fun with him. I think it's all in fun. I mean, don't spit on the man. Don't go outside the lines and all that kind of stuff. You can boo him all you want. Fine. That's part of the game. But, when you try to have bodily harm or disrespect people, you don't spit on nobody. It's a game.
Right.
You win some, you lose some. And that's not going to help you win.
Right.
Yeah. So real quick, man, what you got on shift again? Let me bring it back in the car, man. Get back on the track. What do you think about Bill Belichick in North Carolina?
I think that's interesting, man. It's interesting that he's deciding to come back to the college to coach. It's going to be interesting to see how he's able to deal with the NIL and all that kind of stuff, and keeping these young guys and college guys ready to go every week. I think he can do the job. So I think it's going to be very interesting, man. I don't think he's going to have the right away success in the beginning, his first season. I mean, I'm just being honest. I think, he's going to have to, get his system in place, get the right, players he wants and all that kind of stuff, recruiting. That's where it's going to be kind of interesting to see how well he does recruiting, though. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Does he seem like the type of guy that can recruit well? Or are you just going off the fact, it's just Bill Belichick? I don't know. What's your thoughts on that? I'm curious to see how he's, it's kind of like comparing him, like Deion Sanders, he's charismatic, he has a gift of gab, all that kind of good stuff. And Belichick is totally opposite. I'm just curious to see how well he's going to be recruiting. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Look, man. Bill's 72 years old, and he inked a 5-year deal. So he just got rid of Matt Brown, who's like in his 70s, 73. So, and it's not to say that he's not a great mind just because he's older, but I mean, the college game, and there's a reason why, Falcons and other people didn't pick up Bill Belichick. But I think the college game, and I think I've heard Belichick say, he felt that he would be a good fit for the college game because it's becoming more like the NFL. In a sense, yeah, it's becoming a little bit more about the NFL because you're talking about, you got NILs and all these other things going on. You got the portal and you got players constantly, changing things, the landscape changing. But the thing about college right now, and I think NCAA has got to get a handle on it. But I think that, a player can play for you 1 year, but you got to keep it. And then, a player can be gone here 1 year and gone the next. And you got to recruit guys he's not gonna be sitting in I can't see him being in anybody's living room recruiting player.
No, me either.
I just don't see that. Now he may, the rumor mill has it that he may be making room for his son to coach because his son's gonna be on staff. And maybe part of the deal is, once he gets it started, that his son succeeds.
Yeah,
that's what I'm hearing through the rumor mill. That's a big part of it. Probably just doing it for his son.
Yeah, from what I heard, you hit the nail on the head. I have heard that that's part of the unique deal of his contract is that once he gives, stops coaching, that his son will succeed him. So, and it could be, like you said, it could very well be just that. He's trying to secure something for his son. So, and I'm not, I'm not against that. So it could very well just be that, Brett. You know what I'm saying? He may just coach one season and step down. See how it goes and pass the torch.
Yeah, man. I just really don't.
I do think, and I'm not too surprised. I mean, with that having that unique extra in the contract, I wouldn't be surprised. That's probably part of his main intention.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I really wouldn't. I mean, just to set, the set up shop for his son. If you think about it, but yeah, man, we'll see what he does. But like I said again, I don't see immediate success. Now I could be wrong, but I just don't see. I don't see them being, just knocking out everybody in the beginning. I don't see that.
Yeah. So I, we'll see. My expectations aren't very high. Because for a lot of the kids coming up, a lot of them weren't even alive when he was winning championships. They just know what their pops tell them. And then if they got a chance to play for the great Bill Belichick, of course, pops are gonna be like, go. At least you can say you played with, under the great one. It's and maybe he's banking on that, but I mean, he's gonna have to put a successful staff together. He's gonna have to put, get recruitment together. He's got to, perform under NCAA rules, which he's not used to. The rule book is antiquated. It's a lot in there. And it's a lot of do's and don'ts that he's gonna have, or his staff is gonna have to keep him abreast of, so they don't get penalized. So it's a lot to it. It's very complicated. That's why I got to give coaches like Saban, Kirby Smart, even Day up in Ohio State, guys that have been successful in it, and especially with this transfer portal in the NIL. They've been very successful at it so far, with all the changing players. And so Bill's going to have to catch up. We'll see if he's a quick study at the age of 72. Yeah. So, look, man, let's get into it, man.
I'm curious.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I'm just curious what Lou had to say about that.
Hey, yeah.
What happened to you guys? I've been trying for weeks.
Oh, we don't have to. How did you put the link in there? Because I was wondering what happened to Lou. And you must not put the link on there.
Yeah, sorry, Lou. That was technical difficulties. Sorry about that.
Okay, I thought you guys disappeared.
No. Not like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's nice to be back.
Oh, it's
Thank
good to have you back, man. We missed you,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah. We definitely
Yeah.
miss you, man.
Yeah. All right.
What you got, Lou?
Well, I just viewed the NBA Cup game, and your Hawks beat my Knicks, even though they got off to a good start.
Yeah.
But Trey Young you're right. Trey Young just seems to have a ball in New York, just like, it did with, say, Reggie Miller and Jordan, who always love playing in New York and beating
Yeah.
us. And Trey Young seems to continue that tradition.
Yeah.
Somewhat. Of course, it's only an NBA Cup, not a champion, not a playoff game. Like in
Not a
the
playoff
NBA
game.
playoffs in
Right,
May.
right.
So
Not a playoff game. But that's kind of where this thing started, was, doing about 5 years ago in a shortened season. And Trey came out and had a big game and put the Knicks out that year in the playoffs. And he had a real big game and just showed out doing the bow in the middle of the court and all those.
Oh, even the COVID year.
The COVID year. Yep.
Right.
And so I think that kind of started. Yeah, I think that kind of started the whole thing. And
Yes.
he's just been having a good time playing the Knicks, man. And you need players like that, man, that's TV worthy. And this kind of game, this thing between the Knicks and the Hawks, man, I would love to see them play like on Christmas Day or sometime during the holidays or something, because I think it's entertaining.
Yeah, so would I.
Yeah, it's entertaining TV, man. But what do you have, Luke? Go ahead, Hope.
No. I agree with you guys. I agree.
So Lou, what do you think about this Belichick stuff, man? What you got on that, man? So Bill Belichick is now the new coach for the North Carolina.
Yeah, I would. Well, he was going to go somewhere, but I thought he was going to just stay in the NFL. Who'd have thought he'd be going for a college team? And not really, but North Carolina. I mean, he's going with North Carolina, right?
Yeah.
That's basketball. North Carolina is basketball, not football. So, I really don't know. I mean, I wish him well. I mean, at least he's not playing, against our Jets. So it's good to have him, out of the NFL for that reason alone. But I don't know. Going back to college at his age, at 72 years old, I mean, I think it's a little shaky, at his age. If it might have been maybe 15 or 10 or 15 years ago, maybe I would have been a better fit. Now, I don't know.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. They last coach, Mac Brown. I mean, they got rid of him and he was 73. And I don't know. I mean, like Bruce said.
Yeah.
I mean,
give Mark Levy a call. No. Just kidding.
Look, man. Belichick says he's got a 25-year-old, 26-year-old girlfriend, so that's keeping him in the fountain of youth, and so maybe that changed his perspective.
Not bad for 101.
I mean, they might they might have well gave President Biden a call. Maybe he not.
No, I don't think so. All right, it's over.
Oh man, I tell you, man. But yeah, it's gonna be something to see, man, with that. So guys, we got to get into this college football, guys. We had a huge championship weekend, conference championship weekend. We got to get into this, guys.
And of course, the biggest news of all.
What, Matt Freed going to the Yankees?
No, Alabama out.
Yeah, we were gonna get to it. But Alabama's out. That's good. That's good TV. So happy not to see Alabama. Being a Georgia fan, we're not.
Yeah.
Really, that's the only team other than maybe Ole Miss, but that was just an outlier. That's really the only team that we've lost to in the past 4 years is Alabama. And so being that we lost to them this year in regular season, lately they didn't bite us. And the win against us wasn't good enough to overcome the 3 losses that they had. So bye Bama. But look, man, Hova, Lou, University of Georgia are your SEC champions. Your SEC champions with the win over Texas in another overtime game. It was awesome. Go Dogs.
Yeah, but at least they didn't take 8 or 9 overtimes this time.
Yo, man, not 8.
No,
only 1.
At least they went quick this time. Not on 8 or 9. Come on.
For a minute, we're gonna talk about the other game, but let's sit here for a minute. First half of this game, I think that Texas dominated.
Yes.
I think they dominated, at least, numerically they dominated. It looked like they were moving the ball up and down the field. They were stopping Georgia. And they seem to be doing everything right, but they only scored 6 points. So it's funny, but they did everything right in the game. I think they started this game a lot better than they did in the first game, and they were up 6-3 halftime, something like 9-3, 6-3, something. I don't know.
Yes.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah,
something like that. But 6 points in the first half, and you're doing everything right. And Georgia's not really playing their best game. In addition to that, I don't know. What do you say to your team in halftime? What does Sark say to these guys? In the halftime to kind of sustain what they're doing. And and the thing about it is, on top of that, you hurt Georgia, and you hate that, man, that play at the end for Carson Beck. He goes for the pass. It's a bang bang play. It wasn't dirty at all. It was just a bang bang play. He goes for the pass. The defensive guy from Texas comes around and hits his arm, and it tweaks his elbow. Well, it does more than tweak it. I think everybody's quiet about it, but I think something's torn, but they don't want to say. That's why everybody's quiet. If it wasn't that big of a deal of an injury, they would have said what it was already. But I think since the elbow, that had some, I would just say, significant damage, but they haven't confirmed anything. That's a problem. But with that being said, going into halftime, and Carson Beck comes out, with his, with some ice pack on his elbow. Everybody, and no helmet. Everybody's like, uh-oh. And so you got Gunnar Stockton that comes out, backup quarterback. So look, you got to just be from Georgia or just somebody who's heavily into college football to know who Gunnar Stockton is, Lou, and where he comes from. Gunnar Stockton, guys, comes from Raven County. He broke a lot of high school records as a quarterback in Georgia. He holds pretty much all the number 1 records in high school for a quarterback, which means he's better than Cam Newton. He's better in terms of numbers. He's better than what's my man? Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence was big time quarterback, better than Justin Fields. All of these guys were big time quarterbacks in Georgia, among other guys. And Gunnar Stockton, his numbers were better than all of them. Did he win a championship one of those years? His senior year, high school championship. Raven County, because I know Raven County was pretty tough.
Yeah. I don't know the whole, as far as keeping up with them and all, but I mean, to your point though, Gunnar was a beast.
Yeah, he was a beast, man, and he's a mobile quarterback.
He was a beast in high school though, no doubt about that.
Everybody knows it. Yeah, he's that guy. He's always wanted to play for Georgia. There wasn't no question that he was coming to Georgia. So that's why he sat on the bench for about 2 years. It's no question. He wants to be at Georgia. So Gunnar Stockton comes in there, man, and he gives you a whole new look. And it's guys, think about it. It's the exact opposite. This is what we thought that Texas was going to do. We thought Texas was going to use Arch Manning to look a lot more than they did in the first game. Is that okay? We're going to use a mobile quarterback that mix things up because, he moves the ball a little bit better than yours. And yours just getting beat up again, man. I mean, I'm sorry. That guy, Georgia just beat him up. It was much like a repeat of the first game. And if you look at it, man, Georgia, they didn't bite, they disciplined. The defensive players are just smarter, bigger, stronger, faster. And they played spirited ball. They could have lost that game if they were not discipline and coach. He didn't have a good coaching job, but everybody rallied around Gunner Stockton. Everybody rallied around Gunner, and I think that lifted the entire team to at least to a halftime to kind of get to the end, and then find a way to just kind of win this thing in halftime. I mean, in overtime. So I thought it was Georgia's been winning gritty games like this all year, guys. It's we've been watching it all year, man. Should have won that game when they come back against Alabama, but look, they've been doing stuff like this all year. All the game they really got their butts kicked was against Ole Miss. They just did not show up. They just did not show up. And so, but every other game, man, they've been this way. It's not by accident. It's not by luck. This is not one of the best Georgia teams I've seen in 4 years, but they damn sure one of the grittiest teams I've seen come out of it in quite some time. So, congratulations to the Bulldogs in finding a way to win the championship and not finding a way to lose it. But look, Texas played their butts off. Look, I got Texas played probably one of their best games of the year not to win. Yeah. I mean, man, I got to give Texas credit, man. The boys came to play. They played at a very high. They got a receiver. I forgot Young or something. I forgot the receiver's name, but he was pretty good, man. And so I mean, they can't. Anybody else, man, they would have won that game. I think Texas would have beat anybody else other than Georgia in the SEC championship. They would be Alabama, LSU, anybody, Tennessee, anybody. They would have won that game.
No, I mean,
so they are very, and I think yes, Georgia's the best team that Texas has seen, but I think that Texas is one of the best teams that Georgia's seen too at his play. And Georgia bringing their A game, they're bringing their A game. Let's see who wins. And that was a true test for Georgia too, guys. And so I don't want to, make it seem like Georgia was just so dominant over this team. They just were not. So that's my 2 cents. Hope, what you got on the game, man?
Yeah, man. I think Georgia, they did what they do best. They played good defense, and I will say Gunner Stockton does bring a different dimension to the offense because he's mobile. He's a dual threat quarterback, and I think given the time to prepare and with the ones and put a good game plan in with him, I anticipate the offense to be a little bit better, honestly, in my opinion.
I agree. I agree. He makes quick decisions. He either gonna pass or he gonna run. He's gonna make quick decisions. Quick.
Yeah. And I think they're gonna have, the offense is gonna be a little bit more open to with him having design runs, with him just hauling ass. So that's gonna just bring a whole different, dimension to this offense, man. So I like the fact that the possibility of Gunner, going into the playoffs. So we'll see what happens.
What you think about that, Lou? What do you think? We're gonna talk some more about the playoffs, but what you think so far, man, about that Georgia Tech? Did you get a chance to check out the Texas Georgia game?
You mean the ultimate battle for hate? Yeah, I certainly did. Oh, back and forth, 2 points. First you think that Georgia was going to take it, then Georgia. It was kind of like what you do, I do. It was like they were copying up each other, and finally, the 8th overtime, finally Georgia Tech fell out.
Yeah,
I mean, that was a nip and tuck battle in overtime to the first 8 overtimes. One team misses, then you miss. One team hits, then you hit. It's like a seesaw battle. You wonder who's going to be the first to, tire out.
Yeah.
I think it was up when it was up Saturday morning. I was about 7:30. It was in the 63rd overtime. No, I'm kidding. But still, was like.
I'll tell you something funny though. On the stage, after the game was over, and they have a trophy presentation for Georgia, and and Kirby Smart's up there on stage. and Greg Sankey is the SEC commissioner, right? And so they ain't never been the best friends. I mean, he was real good with Saban, and so now he's just trying to find somebody else. And so Kirby had a real snide remark to say, hey, you know, a lot of credit's got to be given to this team with a lot of grit, being the schedule that we had. We had a strength of schedule, and we had the toughest road games out of anybody all year in the SEC. Thanks to the scheduling. And that was really a shot at Greg Sankey for scheduling Georgia, for having the toughest schedule in the nation. He like, you know, it's basically like thanks for nothing. You know, and so we can use. I'm glad we won the game so we can get a bye and we can rest up because we deserved it, because we had the toughest schedule in the country. And so Greg Sankey, while he was saying, Greg Sankey had a look on his face like, you SOB, I hate you. And so he had a stern look on his face, man. And then the reporter had a look on her face, but Kirby said she didn't think Kirby was going to say that. And that's just kind of like, you know, your boss giving you a lot of work, you know, and you know, giving you more work than anybody else on your team. And then you're like, yeah, you know, I'm working hard. You know, everybody else is chilling. You know, if you had the work that I had, you know, you'd be, but everybody else is chilling around me. So that's kind of what Kirby said to his boss. And so his boss didn't take too kind of that. So when he went with the mic was over, it's Greg Sankey went over there to Kirby. He shook his hand, but he had something to say in his ear after that. So you guys get a chance to check that on YouTube. End of the game, check that out. I thought it was funny, but Greg Sankey gave no favors to Georgia in terms of coming out on top. His plan was to welcome Texas in there in their first year being in the SEC to win the championship. And that, kind of like Missouri. Missouri won it. People forget. Missouri won the SEC championship their first year in the SEC.
Yes.
People forget that. People forget that.
Thank
they came out of the Big 12. Yep. They came to out of the Big 12 too. And so Texas made it just like, you know, Missouri did, but, you know, they came up a little bit short. You know, but they had a very accommodating schedule outside of Georgia. I think Georgia was their toughest opponent. And, you know, you lost that game. They didn't have to play Alabama. How come Texas didn't have to play Alabama? And so outside of Georgia, they had a very accommodating schedule. I think they played Tennessee. Tennessee and Georgia is probably the toughest opponent. So that's my little 2 cents on that, guys, in terms of Georgia.
Well, it was a hard-fought victory anyway. So
it was good. So
number 2 the college ball playoff.
It was good, guys. So look, guys, moving on to Big Ten ball. The Big Ten champs, Oregon, they defeat Penn State, so they still remain undefeated. Yeah, that's no surprise. That's no surprise. Yeah. So, let me back up. So with that win, they secured the number 1 seed. No surprise. But Georgia, with their win in the SEC, they secured the number 2 seed. You guys got to remember, it's not just the rankings, but it's the seedings now. Now it's the seed, just like basketball. So let's keep up. ACC.
Yeah, more used to basketball. I mean, this is unheard of for football. You know, the way it's set up now.
Yeah, and I think it's only going to get better. I think they can get a little bit better in terms of these automatic. I'm about to get to that in a few seconds with these automatic bids. But we got ACC champs is Clemson. They defeated SMU on a late field goal, last minute field goal, because SMU was down, and SMU came back to at least tie that score. Looked like they were headed to overtime, but Clemson had enough moxie to move the ball, win this game in regulation with a field goal. So they secure a playoff spot. Both of them secure playoff spots. So yeah, congratulations to Clemson when everybody thought they were dead. Now here we go, guys. I need your help on this. So the Mountain West champions, Boise State, they defeated UNLV, so they secured a playoff bye.
Basketball school.
Okay, so in the Big 12 champs, in their first year in the Big 12, it's Arizona State. They beat Iowa State. They secured a bye. Automatic bye. What do you guys think about these automatic buys for these guys, especially Boise State securing these automatic buys over others schools.
You win your conference, well deserved.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree with Lou. I think is I agree with that. I agree with that. You got to
Well,
have some. I know
Most of us,
you.
it was so simple. You know, I mean, think back to 40 years ago. I'm showing my age here, but there was only 6 games. Now, this is my lifetime we're talking about here. My lifetime. I'm pretty old by now. We only had 6 games that we focused on for New Year. It was all played New Year's Day. We had the
Yep.
Rose, Sugar, Cotton,
Mm-hmm.
Rose, Orange.
Orange.
And
we had a
We went
Fiesta.
down the Gator,
in the field, I was gonna say the
We,
field.
we,
the
we, had
Gator
the,
Bowl.
we had the Rose Bowl.
Oh yeah, the Rose Bowl. Yeah, yeah.
I said that.
Okay.
The Gator and Fiesta, the only 6 that matter. Everything else was second rate. And some of those games they don't have anymore. They don't have. Wait, they do have the Peach Bowl. But remember some of the other stupid games like the Blockbuster Bowl and the
Yep.
ever popular Blue Bonnet Bowl.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, the worst.
Those are nuts.
Yeah.
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 Of course, now you got some other stupid games too, with the Alka-Seltzer Bowl and whatnot. I'm like, get out of here.
Yeah, you got the Walmart Bowl, Target Bowl, you got them all, Toilet Bowl. So but look, guys, I think they found a way, which I figured out some time ago, but they found a way to incorporate a playoff system, but still keep the bowls relevant. I mean, these types of bowls, the big guys, all the guys that Lou mentioned and a few others. The Peach Bowl over time has gotten big because of Atlanta, and there's a lot of money to be made here in Atlanta in terms of the Peach Bowl. And so Sugar Bowl's always been around. So I think with that being said, that was smart. But people feel some kind of way to say, well, conference champs, automatic buys. Texas loses the SEC championship, they get a home. I don't have a problem with that. But some people are like, well, they didn't win their championship. Clemson should have gotten a home game because they won their conference champion. But hey, Clemson was like number 16.
Yeah.
So they're the ranking, and they lost 3 games or however many games they lost, multiple games. And so no. So SEC is a tougher conference, and so the loser of that gets the home game. So congrats to Texas for that, and Clemson's got a ways to go. But some of these seasons, just it's kind of interesting. So look, so real quick, guys, Peach Bowl is Arizona. They're gonna play the winner against Clemson and Texas. Texas is the home team. Rose Bowl is Oregon, obviously. But they're gonna play the winner against Tennessee and Ohio State. Ohio State did nothing. Ohio State played. They were not in a championship, but got rewarded with a home game against Tennessee. And they're the number. Let me see what they're number 18, but still, I mean, they didn't have to go through a gauntlet like Tennessee. I got a problem with Ohio State. I'm sorry. They're one of the darlings, I think, of the NCAA. And the NCAA always finds a way to look out for Ohio State. I don't like it, but I hope Tennessee kicks their butt. And 2 more guys. Fiesta Bowl will feature Boise State, and they're going to play the winner between SMU and Penn State. And the Sugar Bowl, obviously, it's going to be Georgia. They always have the SEC winner. And they're going to play the winner of Indiana and Notre Dame. So those games are until next week. We're going to do some picks next week. But I just wanted to kind of put it out there in terms of what those brackets look like. And Hova, we need to make some bread in the Hova brackets and have Lou join in and whoever else wants to join in on this Bowl Mania brackets from ESPN. What do you guys think about that?
Prepare to be bowled over.
Yeah, man.
Well, I'll be doing part 2. I'll be doing part 2 of my show this week, actually. So last week we part 1. Although last week, complete results were not all in. So I just went over the games that have both teams in because, well, thanks you for Thanksgiving coming late this year, which really messed me up. So we'll go over as much as possible on Saturday's show. And by the way, it is the 2024 finale of the show. Taking the next 2 weeks off, of course, for obvious reasons.
Yep.
So if you want to get in,
Yes,
go
sir.
Saturday. Think of it as the annual Christmas party for the show. Let's put it that way.
Yes, sir.
And you're all invited. Everybody's invited.
We'll be there. We'll be there. We'll be there.
Saturday, 4 to 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Nothing's changed. Number is 512-543-4662. I mean, it's going to be a big week because I'm also going to cover the college football awards. If you guys call in, I want your take on who's going to the Heisman on Saturday, which is after the show, unfortunately. So.
Yep. Yep. Good deal. Good deal. Go ahead, Luke.
Yeah, we'll do the playoffs. Like I said, we'll cover the bowl games. We'll also discuss the review the MLS Cup results on Saturday, and the Rebels lost. Thank you very much. You dirty, no good. Yeah. The NBA Cup. Anyways, any opinions? Well, look, my Red Bulls were in. I had to cover it.
Yay.
Yeah.
So for the last week of the season, for the last show of the season, it's gonna be pretty big. Oh, and of course, we can't forget, of course, your holiday wishes. Because since I take over this show, I've made that a tradition. Since I took over in late 2017.
Cool.
Officially 2018. So I started a tradition like, do you have any holiday wishes for family and friends? So if you got any, call in, bring it.
We'll do, man.
All this and more on the season finale.
Sounds
7th year. Wow.
Congratulations, Luke.
Congratulations.
Good,
yeah. Anyway, 7th year. And hopefully they get ready for season 8 in January.
Yes. Yes, indeed. So if we can, real quick, guys, just a quick little brush over of some NFL talk, and we'll be done tonight. Just real quick, guys. Falcons didn't win, no surprise, 4 straight losses. We get beat down by the Vikings. That's no surprise. We saw that as a loss early in the season before the season started anyway. I'm just cut to the chase, man. I mean, and I'm going to just throw it over to Hova. Who's to blame, man? Is it ownership, GM, coaching, players, or a little bit of some of everybody, man? Who's to blame for the Falcons' woes?
I think a little bit of everybody, man.
Yes.
This team had all the potential, and still, I mean, they still in the hunt. But the problem is something's got to change with the quarterback play. The quarterback play definitely got to get better. Hell, I'm gonna even say the defense. The defense got to tighten up. I do think their next opponent, the Raiders, I think it'll give this team a chance to get back on the right track.
Mm-hmm.
At least I'm hoping. But right now, man, they look a mess. They look a mess.
It's pretty bad. So I think it starts up top. I think that
you want bad. I'll give you bad. You just see what our teams are doing. It's horrible. Giants and Jets. Look, they only got fired the general manager and the coach. Let me tell you, the Jets want to fire the people in the people in the concession stands. They want to fire the broadcast booth. They want to fire the fans. They want to fire everybody. They want a complete fire sale. Okay, we're not done with firing people yet. Black Monday is going to have a whole new meaning come on the end of the season because they're going to fire everybody. And I do mean everybody.
Ooh, man, gee, yeah. I'm not surprised. You got a whole lot of stuff going on up there. Just get the New York Sanitation Department and just drive it right past the facility, man. Yeah.
I think the Giants were since 1978.
Look, man, it's not good. It's not. I think the Giants have. Don't the Giants and the Falcons play this year? I don't know. I'm not looking at the schedule.
Yeah.
So that'll be a stinker over.
Now the whole year, 2.
A stinker over game. So So yeah, look, guys, look, and that's bad in New York, man. That nobody saw the Jets. I thought the Jets were going to be a lot more competitive than they were this year. Giants, I'm not that surprised about, but the Jets, I thought the Jets were ready to go. I'm surprised that they really haven't, been competitive, man, and you got not Brett Favre, but Aaron Rodgers just sticking up the whole joint, man.
Yeah.
But I think you got pieces around him that are pretty decent. I just think that the plays just aren't working. Obviously, the coach wasn't working either. He's gone. So, real quick, guys, I just think, just in closing with the Falcons, man, I just think that I think the Falcons need to go ahead and change QB. You can't get any worse with Penix Jr. in there. I think that, quarterback with 36, Cousins like 35, 36 years old. He looks every bit of it. He looks like he's ready to sit down somewhere on the couch. That's just not there anymore. I don't want to guess the reasons why. I just know that he's not. You're paying him $100. You pay him a lot of money to produce a lot better than what he's doing, and he's not showing up. And Arthur Blank can't be too proud and say, "Well, I want to just, get my money's worth out of him and keep putting him out there, and he'll show up." Nah, we talking about the season here. We're trying to get to the postseason, and he's losing games for us. We need a quarterback in there. Look, if you want to have mess ups at the quarterback position, put in a rookie. How bad can he do compared to what this veteran's doing for the Falcons? And so next time he gets in there and he's looking shaky, you got to sit him down. But I think that Raheem Morris is not sitting him down because Arthur Blank is a meddler and he refuses not to do that. That's why I am. That's why I am.
Yeah, I agree.
He's a meddler. That's where it starts from the top. So and look, and we're about to do some real quick picks, guys. But in closing, look at what Arthur Smith is doing up in Pittsburgh. The Atlanta Falcons former coach Arthur Smith up under Mike Tomlin, and these guys were at 9-3 or something like that, winning games, using two quarterbacks. One quarterback ain't getting it. They put in Russell Wilson. And then they got specially made plays for the other quarterback, for Justin Fields, and they're making it work. So, and they're built from the inside out. Falcons need to start building from the inside out. If they're not building from the inside out, they're not serious about winning. I'm sick of talking about them losing. So, you lose against the Raiders, we're riding on Peachtree. So, we're going to be on. The Atlanta Falcons play the Raiders in Las Vegas on Monday Night Football, in front of the whole world to see. We better clean it up. We better clean it up. So I'm going Falcons in that matchup, guys. Lou, who you got in that matchup? I'm done.
The Falcons are what now?
The Falcons suck. Falcons are like 6-6 or 6-7. I don't know. I lost count. Falcons suck. The Raiders suck. It's a real suck fest.
I'll go with the Falcons. I'll go with the Falcons.
Yeah. It's like, you got a turd in one hand and poop in the other. And so, which one?
It looks like a turd, acts like a turd, it's a turd, okay?
It's a turd. Yeah, it's, so take your pick. They both stink. Who you got, Hope?
Yeah.
Well, like you said, I mean, flip a coin, I'll go with the Falcons. I mean, hell, at this point, I think they're probably due for a game to win, and this one maybe just set up for them to win. Now, Vegas, I'm looking at Vegas got them favorites, so yep, I'm going with the favorite.
Yeah, I mean, they got about 4. The line is Falcons about 4, but okay, line is pretty decent. So, all right, I'll go with the line. All right, guys, moving on. We have the tomorrow. I think it's tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow night we have the Rams versus the 49ers. Man, this is in San Francisco. Who you got, Luke?
Yeah, that's 49ers. I'll take my chance with the 49ers.
Hover.
Oh man. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the 49ers in this one.
Yeah, I'm taking the Rams in this one. I think the Rams have found something. So I'm going to Rams in this game. But the line is San Fran by 3. We have here's a stinker of a game. You got the Washington Commanders. That's the name. Commanders. I got it right this time. Against the Aints in New Orleans. Who wins, Lou?
I think I gotta go with the Commanders on this one.
Hover?
Yeah, I'm going to Commanders.
Yeah, I'm going to Commanders. The line is Commanders by 7.5. They got all kinds of problems in New Orleans. Quarterback problems, everything. So yeah. Baltimore is coming to New York, Lou. They're playing the Giants. Who you got in that game?
Both the Raven, nevermore.
Nevermore. All right, Mr. Poe. Who you?
He's from New Jersey, you know.
Yeah. Baltimore claims him though, but I know it's not from there. They claim him. Who you got in that one, Over?
Baltimore.
Yeah, we all got Baltimore. The line is Baltimore by 16. All right, so we got the New York Jets. They're going to Florida to play the Jacksonville Jaguars. Who you have in that, Luke? The
I hate to
Jags
do
or
it,
the
but
Jets?
I have to go. I hate to do this, but I have to go Jacksonville.
Woo. Going Jags. Over.
I'm gonna go with the Jags.
Yeah, man, y'all are no fun. I think I'm going Jags too, man. I think I mean, New York is so bad, man. So I'm going Jags in this one. Jacksonville is not great either, but the line is the Jets by 3.5.
It's the Turn Bowl.
It's Turn Bowl. Here's an intriguing matchup, in my opinion. Miami's going to Houston. That's an intriguing matchup for me. With a healthy tour. It's a little bit. If Stroud's taking a step back, but you know, I mean, all rookies do. I mean, he'll get out of the funk. But who wins that game between Miami and Houston?
I'm gonna go Houston.
Houston?
I'm gonna go Houston.
Who you got in that hole? It's in Houston.
Nah, I'll go with Houston in that.
Yeah, I like Houston in that one too. The line is Houston by 3. Here you go. Here's a good one. Here, two good matches. Oh man, here's some good matchups here, guys. Buffalo against Detroit. This game is in Detroit.
Oh boy.
That's a good one.
Okay, I got a bit of a problem here.
I know you got a problem.
No,
we know you do.
No, it's for personal reasons.
So we know.
One side, my significant other is a Bills fan.
Yep.
On the other side, my partner is a Lions fan.
Ooh.
So I'm stuck. But I think based on everything here and the way that the Lions are doing so, I think I gotta take the Lions by a slight margin.
Ooh.
Sorry, guys.
Wow. Over, who do you have?
Man, it's gonna be a good game.
It better be.
Give me the Bills, man. Give me the Bills.
All right. Okay. I am going Detroit in this. They've only lost one game all year. So I'm going Detroit, man. I think Detroit, this might be their year. The line is Detroit by 2.5. And final pick of the night, fellas. Final one. Pittsburgh going to Philadelphia. Battle of Pennsylvania. Who wins this game, Lou?
You know, I'm going to go the Steelers anyway.
All right.
Okay. If you will.
Game of the week. Going Steelers. Who you got, Hope?
That's not the game of the week.
I got the Steelers.
Yeah, that. I hate it when we all had the same team, but I got to go Steelers, guys.
The Bills and Lions is the game of the week.
Yeah, I'll say, yeah, well, yeah, I would call it that. But I think this Pittsburgh Philly game is going to be off the chain in Philadelphia, though. You know, Philly, I think Philly is one of the hot, other than Detroit. I think Philly's one of the hottest teams in the league, along with Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh just keep finding ways to win, man. You know, people can't. That defense is so good. And I think if you scramble up Hurts, but they won't let Hurts open it up. They won't let Hurts open it up. So they do a lot of run, a lot of things. You know, short, quick passes. You know, they kind of protect them a little bit.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. There's something weird in the water there, but I would be looking forward to that game. So that's all we got on picks for the night, fellas.
All right.
You know, so Lou, you want to do a quick take us home?
All right. Like I said before, the Enhanced Sports Show gets its season finale this Saturday, 4 to 6 p.m. It's going to be a doozy of a show. I mean, we'll recap, the College Bowl championships. We'll go over part 2 of the bowl schedule, and it's a lot. I'll give a quick little update on the Army Navy game as well. We'll recap MLS final. Oh boy, hot stove news, because there's a lot of hot stove news in baseball this week. Like I'm surprised by that. Yeah, right. NBA Cup and the NHL hockey, which is going in its prime season right now, and last review on the Heisman and the college football awards. Also, your thoughts and comments. The ridiculous sign of the week, which I think describes what happened in a certain game that happened this week as well. And I think if you guys saw the game, you know what I'm talking about. Sports trivia this week in sports history, the feel good story of the week, and holiday wishes, since Christmas is now 2 weeks away from right now. So if you got any holiday wishes you want to bring to the show, call in. That's Saturday, 4 to 6 p.m. 512-543-4662. Don't forget to check us out on YouTube. Just go to YouTube and type in theenhancedsportsshow.com, and voila, you're there. But you won't hear your voice, though, after the show. So if you want to get your voice in, call during the live portion of the show. So think of it as like I said, the annual Christmas party, and everybody's invited. So I hope you call in.
We'll do, Lou. Appreciate that, man.
Thanks, Lou.
We'll do, man. Thanks for joining the show, Lou.
Thanks for coming back.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks a lot, guys.
Good night. All right. We want to thank Lou again, and thanks to everyone for tuning in for the Brandon Hope Show. Tonight, we'll be back next week, next Wednesday, 9 p.m., 10 p.m. Might be the last show of the year for us. Possibly, because right after that, there's Christmas and there's New Year's. And so, much like Lou in the Enhanced Sports Show, our last show for the year, not forever, for the year, I think will be next Wednesday. So, guys, thanks for joining the Brandon Hope Show, and we hope to see you next Wednesday.
Speak on it.
Speak on it.